everyone, welcome. How's it going? Hi Fiona. Hi Country Love. How's everyone? Hi Bernard. Hi Musical Beer. Hi Fiona. How are you? How's everyone? Hi Ariana. Tonight I am doing past life readings if anybody wants a past life reading. And just kind of like who you might have been in your past life and how that is relevant in your life now. You can ask any questions you want as always. I do have a little disclaimer in the description if you want to check that out as well. How's everyone? Hi, hello. Everyone is here. That's exciting. Hi, Venus. I'll switch the screen so we can get started instead of reading the chat. There we go. Dr. Fiza! What to expect soon for Dr. Fiza? What to expect soon for Dr. Fiza? What to expect soon for Dr. Fiza? For the Seven of Cups, I do feel like you might be going through a little bit of a confusing period, but I also feel a sense of you getting or gaining some amazing opportunities as well coming your way. I feel like with the Knight of Wands, these opportunities may come suddenly and quickly. Maybe that's what will be confusing for you if these opportunities come out of nowhere and unexpectedly. It may catch you off guard, but I do feel like there is some good potential from here to move you into a better direction or keep you on the path that you're going, whatever that may be for you. With the Knight of Wands and the Light, I just feel this sense of it may be like an adventure, like something that will inspire you and get you more creative as well. There is the Three of Swords in the Dark though, so I don't know if it's just about struggling with this new change or if it's just about trying to feel a little bit more optimistic on where the future is headed and just believing that this is the right path for you. It does come with the Five of Wands, so I do feel there might be some competition for this opportunity. It may be a little bit challenging, you know, if other people are all wanting the same opportunity. Yeah. I also feel a sense of you, like you and someone else may be clashing a little bit. I don't know if it's just you're too much, you know, if two people are too much alike, sometimes it's harder to get along than someone who is the opposite of you. So I kind of feel like that energy is trying to come through as well. But that is what I got. I do feel like there's some good news or some good opportunities. Something like really good is coming your way for you. Yeah, that is what I got. Hi Gabby, how are you? Jasmine, do you have a question? Hi Ellen. Hi Bob. Jasmine, are you still here? Windy City, hello. Windy City, if you rewrite your question with an exclamation mark, join with no spaces in between, and rewrite your question after that, Nightbot will update your question for you. I guess you're gonna move on, Moonbeam, because I don't know what Jasmine's question is. There's no question, there's no reading. Windy City, go put the exclamation mark joined before the question. It's the only way that Nightbot will pick up your question. I see that you're putting it at the end, but you have to put it at the beginning. Yeah, because Nightbot's not a person, it's just a robot that keeps track of the list for me. Hello! Past life reading, yes! I'm excited. I went through the deck that I made just for the past life reading, so it's going to be very interesting tonight. Past life reading for hello. Past life reading for hello. Let's see. This is you and your past life's description. So who was hello in their past life? Who was hello in their past life? Oops, this one wanted to come out. What was hello's purpose in their past life? What was hello's purpose in their last life? What was hello's purpose in during their last life? Let's see. Oh, there was two there. Oh. What? The next one is what lessons did. Okay, we're gonna use another one. Okay, so what lessons did hello did not complete? What lessons did hello did not complete in their last life? What lessons did hello not complete in their last life? Ooh, the devil. It's probably a good thing you didn't become a devil in your last life, you know? Probably a good thing there. What is relevant to hello's life now? What is relevant to hello's life now? There we go. So your past life, it does seem to be that you were the King of Swords. So what that means for you, that you had a lot of confidence and you were able to articulate a lot of ideas and a lot of plans. You were someone who was young in your past life, so you may not have lived to an adult completely, or maybe just died as a young person. But it does say that you may have been impulsive a little bit and rushing into things. And it says that the problem was that you had is that you were a knight or someone that worked for the king, or worked for someone who was like wealthy like a king. And they didn't think that somebody should be a visionary because they were they were not realistic. They thought visionaries were not realistic at that time, even though that you were brave and you fought your battles or you defended yourself regardless of what, you know, your boss or the king or whoever told you to do, but were a little bit foolish in those actions. Now this one is the purpose during that lifetime. You did have the judgment. So the judgment represents that, and it kind of like goes along the lines with what the king was. I mean, the knight was. You know, the knight was someone who went against the rules and had these big visions, and, you know, they may have been unrealistic for that timing, but your purpose during that time was to be that person. So you fulfilled that. Because the judgment is someone who was a humanitarian, a volunteer, you know, someone who was a public speaker and like spoke for other people. Yeah, so you repay good deeds as well, and you were very spiritual and you fulfilled that purpose as well. And you did have the world. So the world was someone who was also very extreme in their emotions, someone who got a lot of acknowledgement for who they were. You were loved and you felt like you were completed your purpose for your life during that time. You were fulfilled. You were developing your intuitive abilities during that life, and I feel like you have fulfilled that. What you didn't fulfill is that you did not become a devil, so you did not listen to your boss or your king or whoever was trying to tell you not to be a visionary. You stuck with your purpose. You didn't let anybody, you know, that's great though, right? You do have the Three of Wands, so this is how it affects you in this life. You know, the Three of Wands is someone who looks and plans ahead and makes progress, kind of like the Knight of Swords here, but a little bit more fire, a little bit more creativity, a little bit more of that. So I don't know if you're holding back a little bit, maybe in your past life, all the negativity you're getting from this king or whoever this person was in your ear. It's kind of like still lingering and maybe holding you back a little bit for fulfilling or continuing with your ambitions to, you know, have it all and do things your own way. If not, then you're still embracing yourself and you are doing those future plannings and being optimistic and seeing what else is out there for you. That is what I got. These little things are fun, the past life readings. Content. Hello, general for tomorrow. What does content need to know for tomorrow? 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 Ooh. The Three of Wands is in the light, so I do feel like you're going to be making progress. Any plans or decisions you make, I feel like you're going to discover something about that, or just kind of like be able to envision the outcome of whatever is coming for you tomorrow. I just feel like whatever plans you have are going to work out. The world is in the dark though, so some things, maybe not all of your plans, but I feel like a good part of your plans will be successful, but something may be delayed a little bit. I also feel this energy about like not taking shortcuts. You know, it may take a little extra work, or you may have to take a little bit more time completing something to make sure that it is done right and it does get finished. For the Page of Swords, I do feel like you're going to be getting some good news, or someone's going to communicate to you what those plans or ideas or whatever this is. I'm not quite sure if you're going to be working with someone else, because I'm trying to feel that energy too. I don't know if you're going to be like also taking over somebody else's what they were supposed to do. Maybe you have to do your end of the deal and someone else's too. This kind of energy is coming through. I just feel like whatever it is, you will be eager to learn whatever the new thing is or whatever is coming for you. I just feel like you're going to be able to figure all that out. Some information may be delayed. I just feel like some sort of thing is going to be delayed. Maybe it's just about communication rather than like a situation. You do have the Temperance in the dark. So, you know, it's like having that equal balance of positivity and not getting too discouraged or too frustrated if things are not working well for you in your favor. I do feel there's energy with the Temperance being in the dark. Like, really trust your intuition, making sure that you're aligned, making sure you are watching your temper too, and not let your temper get into the way of whatever may be coming up for you. Hi, Chris. I lost my card. Bob, message from a loved one. Yes, and I got all my cards mixed up again. Message from a loved one. Let's see, what cards we're going to use for that. We'll use these. A message from a loved one for Bob. Is there any spirit guides, or ancestors that want to come give Bob a message? Is there any spirit guides, or ancestors that want to come give Bob Robert a message? Is there any spirit guides that want to come give Bob Robert a message? Ooh. You do have the World, so I do feel like something has come to a completion. I don't know if it's just a whole cycle that you've been going through, but I feel like whatever that is has come to an end, or whatever is ending, there may be like a new beginning or a new cycle that's trying to come through as well. I just feel like whatever it is, your work is paying off, or you accomplished something, and that is the good. I feel like there's good energy, some good success coming out of the World card, and this card also says, yay, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. So you also have the Queen of Pentacles in the dark. So I do feel this sense of being a little bit focused on yourself right now, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes we just need to focus on ourselves for a while. I just feel this sense of maybe kind of like wondering if somebody else is doing something better than you, or somebody has something better than you. Just feel a sense of not really jealousy, but kind of like you comparing yourself towards somebody else a little bit. And I feel like Spirit or whoever's watching over you right now is kind of like wanting you not to focus so much on them and continue to focus on yourself. And this card also says that there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. Not quite sure how that comes to play for you, but you also have the Emperor, and the Emperor is generally someone who has a very clear, direct direction that they're trying to head into. But because the Emperor's in the dark, I feel there's a little bit of hesitation and being unsure, not really confident in the road that you're heading to, this new cycle, this new beginning energy for you that you're going into. I just feel this sense of I don't know if it's like you being overprotective of yourself or overprotective of people or whatever around you, and at the same time maybe being a little inflexible or a little bit worried about compromising with them at the same time. This card also says being an authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. Then you have the Six of Swords in the dark, and the Six of Swords as well. I feel like there's kind of like, even though this is a good positive change, I feel like you're kind of like resisting this positive change. Like, you know, you're resisting letting go of something that has been done and starting something new. Yeah. Just kind of like stuck in that energy. But there's a new energy coming, and I feel like your spirits and your spirit guides want you to continue moving. This card says, all aboard, witch, it's time to rewrite a new chapter. And you know, the world is telling you that too. You know, you're done the last chapter, you're starting a new one. That's what I got for you. If anyone's just joining now, I am doing past life readings, and they're a lot of fun to see who you were in your past life and how that's relevant to you now. Divine! Jay's feelings and intentions towards Divine. Ooh, what are Jay's feelings and intentions towards Divine? What are Jay's feelings and intentions towards Divine? What are Jay's feelings and intentions towards Divine? The Sun, oh man, all this negativity. What's going on? I don't know if Jay is like doubting themselves or has some sort of low confidence energy going on here. The Sun is in the dark. I just feel that Jay is kind of like feeling down or low energy. Maybe a little bit bored too. I'm not saying he's bored with you, just kind of like having a dull moment right now. There is a Seven of Cups in the dark. So I also feel the sense of them struggling with their alignment, but also like struggling with having that clear vision of what their intentions are, what their feelings are with you. And it's just not lining up with them right now. But it is the Ace of, we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. So I feel like overall, you know, there is luck is on your side, right? I do feel like there's some sort of opportunity that they're looking for. They may be lacking planning ahead a little bit. They may be a little bit doubtful on this opportunity, but I feel like there's something that they are trying to think about, either regarding their feelings or their intentions. I don't know if it's about them wanting to do something with you or contact you, whatever it is. There is the Four of Wands in the dark, so I feel like they are kind of like really focusing on their inner alignment. They know that they're off a little bit. I feel like they're trying to regain that energy, trying to be more optimistic, trying to, you know, raise their vibrations kind of energy. So I'm not quite sure like what exactly is going on. We could try to clarify with the Lover's card. What exactly is Jay's feelings towards Divine? What exactly is Jay's feelings towards Divine? What are Jay's feelings towards Divine? What is Jay's feelings towards Divine? Let's just see. Healing Heart. Not quite sure what the Healing Heart is about. The Hammer. I feel like they're kind of like self-sabotaging themselves right now, but they are working on it. They are being persistent. They are working on their energy. So whatever's going on with Jay, I feel like it's more of a personal thing that's going on with them, but I feel like maybe they're not wanting to involve you in it. I feel like they may be trying to plan something. You know, with the Ace of Pentacles, looking for an opportunity. Yeah. Four of Wands too, like wanting to plan something. That's what I got though. You just got back from vacation? Okay, so that may be that. Maybe he's just feeling tired from that. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like when he raises his energy, he's going to come around and talk to you about whatever that is about. You're welcome. Chris said he's very famous and has a good sense of humor. It's always good to have a good sense of humor, right? Hi, Dream. Is that your birthday? Dream, what is your question? Did you want a past life reading? Dream, are you a Pisces? I think you're a Pisces, eh? No, an Aquarius. Dream is an Aquarius. Dream, are you still here? Hi, Leonie. How are you? Dream? Are you wanting a past life reading? I'm not quite sure what to do with the date. Is that your birthday? Hi Lala, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Moonbeam, do you want to skip over Dream and we'll come back to her when she comes back? Because I'm not quite sure how to read the cards for the date. You think it's a past life one? Oh. Past life for Starlight. Hello. For Starlight. Who was Starlight in their past life? Who was Starlight in their past life? Who was Starlight in their past life? Or one of their past lives? Ooh, the devil! He got into some devilish ideas. For the next one, what was Starlight's purpose? What was Starlight's purpose during that lifetime? What was Starlight's purpose during that devil energy? Ooh. The next one is, what lessons did Starlight not complete? What lessons did Starlight not complete? How is that relevant to Starlight's life now? How is that relevant to Starlight's life now? Oh man. The devil. The devil represents someone who is corrupt, maybe cruel, maybe was involved in torture of people, maybe during the war times. I don't know. Then the lesson, your purpose during that lifetime, I guess was to be someone who was resourceful, but I feel like maybe with this evil energy around you, you ended up being someone who is kind of wary, kind of like going through some struggles that they were facing. You lacked the resources of comfort and struggled a lot with the challenges and environments. I feel like you kind of like resisted this energy that you were meant to be during your past life. You kind of rebelled against it. You tried to find work, but the work was challenging for you. I feel like you struggled with some social aspects of that too. And this is what you did not complete, was the High Priestess. The High Priestess is in the dark. So I do feel the sense that you were not really good at keeping secrets. You weren't very good at following your intuition and that sort of thing. That you were probably meant to follow more on your intuition and instincts, but I feel like you did a lot of rebelling in your past life and were resistant of what your purpose was then. And how that influences now is the Three of Swords. So I don't know if you have that hurt or that pain or that regret from not fulfilling that past life. That may be carrying that with you now. But it's the Three of Swords, so it's also about protecting your heart and healing your heart, and not letting any of your past life's energy, don't take it with you in your next life. Overcome that, let your heart heal, and know that that energy is not from this life, so you can let it go. That is what I got. Chris is here for a past life reading. You gotta join the list, Chris. Venus. Who was I in my past life? So, Venus, you want a past life reading? So who was I in my past life and was my mother and brother from mother's side? Okay. Who was I in my past life and was my mother and brother from mother's side with me? What sort of relationship do we have? Okay, that's kind of like a different past life reading, but we can see. We'll try to use this spread and try to answer your questions at the same time, Venus. So who was Venus in their past life? Who was Venus in their past life? Ooh, the King of Swords. And the next one is, did Venus, I will answer your questions, I'm just going to finish the spread. What was Venus's purpose during that lifetime? What was Venus's purpose during that lifetime? What lessons did Venus not learn? What lessons did Venus did not learn? How is that relevant to their life now? What lessons is that relevant to them now? Alright, we'll just see about these ones. I'll try to get a clear answer for you. Was Venus's mother and brother from their mother's side in their past life? So was Venus's mother in their past life? Get more information, huh? Was Venus's brother from their mother's side in their past life? We're going in the right direction. Let's just try to get another one. Was Venus's mother in their past life? Yes. Was Venus's brother on the mother's side in their past life? No. That's what we got about that. So for who you were in your past life, you were someone who was like a king or someone who was very wealthy. It does say that you were a little harsh, a little stern. Even though you were harsh and stern in your past life, you did do things fair. You were a professional. I don't know if you were like a teacher or maybe you owned a school or you did something that made you rich, that you educated other people or other people learned from that establishment. It also says you were involved with law and order and justice. So maybe you were like a university or something and taught people how to be lawyers or something. You had high expectations for your kids as well. And then the Eight of Swords in your past life represents that this was the purpose of your life. So what you were supposed to do in your past life, I feel like you did do it. Like, you did work, you did have some fast-paced energy. I feel like you did travel, you made some quick decisions, and you had some clear communication. You did thrive on roles that were high energy, and you had to react quickly as well. And that does seem to go together. The devil is something that you did not complete during that lifetime. With the devil being in the dark, I feel the sense of maybe breaking away from the traditions, or breaking away from how things were back then, and just wanting to do things your way. Like, you were harsh but fair, so maybe during that time, people expected you to be a little bit more harsh and a little less fair, especially during when you were dealing with the justice system as well. Maybe you were a little softer than what your purpose was. But that could be a good thing. In this life, how that makes you now. So I feel like, rebelling during that time and being your own self and sticking to your own beliefs, it did make you have a good positive energy on life right now. The sun. You look for opportunities. You look for that fun family time energy when you can. That is what I thought. Hi, Leonie. Mary, hi. Oh, thank you so much for donation. I appreciate that. Past life reading, for sure. Who is Mary in the past life? Who is Mary in the past life? Who is Mary in the past life? Who is Mary in their past life? The Hermit. What was Mary's purpose during that lifetime? What was Mary's purpose during that lifetime? What was Mary's purpose during that lifetime? What lessons did Mary learn? What lessons did Mary learn during that time? Or no, what lessons did Mary not complete during that time? What lessons did Mary not complete during that time? What lessons did Mary did not complete during that time? How is that relevant now? How is that relevant to Mary's life now? Ooh. For the Hermit, you were someone who was maybe single, maybe someone who was a mystic or a witch of some sorts. You were also could have been a humanitarian or a teacher or a spiritual teacher. Maybe, I feel like there was a sense that maybe you were single because you were a nun. Because I feel like you were very spiritual and, very having those beliefs, And you were very much for the people. It says you lived a simple life, non-materialistic, wise, with a higher sacred knowledge as well. And I feel like you stuck to yourself. So I do feel that sense that maybe you were a nun. Just because of all the spiritual energy that's coming from you. You also have the Three of Wands, and this is the purpose during that life. You were supposed to be a pioneer spirit with a visionary outlook, so you were meant to be very spiritual during that time. You may have also gone on some international businesses, so maybe you went on, did some work where you went and helped rebuild like churches and stuff in a different country. And I feel like you did lead that, and you did lead it with boldness. And during that time, I feel like you did have some Aries energy around you, especially with the Three of Wands in the dark too. This is a lesson that you did not complete during that time. So for the Three of Wands, it's kind of like having that lack of foresight. So maybe you kind of like just lived in the moment, just embraced that spiritualness and didn't really look or plan too far in the future and just enjoy the time that you had. But, I guess the universe or whoever wanted you to have that past life or wanted you to do more, have bigger visions. But how that affected you now, I feel like in the long term, it did help you to be more centered on your current situation and more centered on your financial situation as it is now, and be more protective of that energy, more protective of the things that you allow into your life, especially around things that were materialistic, since you didn't really have those things in your past life. They would be more important to you now. That is what I got. Hi Sushi, how are you? Hi Care Bear, how are you? Everyone's here, welcome. Ariana, what is the future spouse? Okay, what was my future spouse? A woman in his past life before his current life at the moment. So was Ariana's future spouse a woman in their past life? Was Ariana's future spouse a woman in their past life? Was Ariana's future husband or spouse a woman in their past life? The Eight of Swords is in the dark. I would say no. But you know, they may have had more than one past life and may only be picking up their last past life energy. Doesn't mean that they weren't ever a woman before. Was there another question that you wanted with that, Ariana? Or did you want like the whole spread regarding your future spouse's past energy? You felt the same thing, Mary? That is awesome. You're getting over COVID? Oh man, that sucks. I'm glad you're starting to feel better, Care Bear. We can see who your future spouse was in their past life. Who is Ariana's future spouse in their past life? This one is a woman, but it's the Knight of Pentacles, so it could also be a male. You know, the Knights in Tarot is generally a male anyways. Just in my deck, it's a female. It says they were good with money. They were a young adult. They worked hard. They owned like a farm, or they were a business owner of some sort. They had high skills. See what else they can get for them. The Hermit. So I guess they were very spiritual as well. And I feel like they were single in their past life too. But that's what I got for you, Ariana. When you do come and see this reading, you can ask me another question. Hi, Tammy. Humanity is so hard for you to understand. Oh, yeah, I know, eh? Trying to find your own tribe is a hard thing nowadays. Musical beer. How does Conrad B perceive me professionally? How does Conrad B perceive musical beer professionally? How does Conrad B perceive musical beer professionally? Oh man, there is some self-doubt. I feel like there's a little bit of doubt coming through here. There is a Six of Swords in the dark. I don't know if Conrad like intentionally kind of like tries to avoid you. I just feel like there's some sort of avoidance energy coming through, or if they're avoiding wanting to express anything towards you that would let you know how they perceive you. I just kind of feel like they're kind of like holding back on that. There is the Eight of Swords in the light, so I do feel the sense of them. I don't know if they're just fearful of changes or if they're after you too much, because I feel like they're maybe fearful of anything changing or not going in the right direction. So I feel the sense of the Eight of Swords that they maybe like on top of you a little bit more, maybe. I don't know if it's just them having trust issues in general or what that is about. There is a Knight of Cups though, so I do feel like they are emotionally supportive of you. You know, I feel like they do feel like they treat you fair. I do feel like they do feel that you are devoted to your work. There is the Ace of Swords in the dark, so I just feel like maybe they're kind of like stuck with some outdated fears, or maybe judging you a little harshly, you know. Maybe it's just their personality and not just you specifically. I don't know, but professionally, I do feel like they do see your value. They do see that they feel like they do, aren't, like I said, you know, emotionally supportive of you. They do see that you're devoted, that you are a hard worker. That's what I got. It really screams the swords are there. Yeah. Fiona, does E like who I am as a person? Does E like who I am as a person? Not me. Does E like who Fiona is as a person? Does E like who Fiona is as a person? Does E like who Fiona is as a person? Does E like who Fiona is as a person? Does E like who Fiona is as a person? Oh man, the swords again. At least we got some pentacles and some cups here. Oh, some negativity or here. I do feel like he is kind of like self-doubting themselves a little bit, you know? Yeah, the Six of Swords in the dark, I do feel the sense of them. I feel like whatever's going on, they're struggling with moving forward. So I don't know if they're like hanging on to like a past person and they're struggling with letting them go completely. I feel like they want to, because there's Six of Pentacles in the dark, so I feel like they don't want to give that past person any of their time, like in their mind or in their heart or anything. But I feel like something from their past is like lingering with them, you know? The Six of Pentacles, I just feel that sense too of them wanting to focus on themselves and not really think about there, but it seems to be there anyways. For the Queen of Cups in the dark, I feel like they are a little fearful of what's to come next, or fearful of being with a new person. I just feel like they're kind of like holding back on their emotions, because I don't know if they've been hurt before, or what would be causing them to hold back like that emotionally. Yeah. I also feel this thing where E doesn't really like to face reality all that much. I don't know if they're like a Pisces or some sort of energy where they kind of like have these ideas that are kind of like unrealistic for this time. But overall, there is a Ten of Cups. So they do value you, Fiona. They do see a commitment with you, or they would like a commitment with you. They're just having some personal struggles that may be influencing their desires to have the Ten of Cups, you know, that fulfillment, that divine love, that romance, you know, all that sort of thing that the Ten of Cups represents, that perfect success, you know, living in harmony together. That's what I thought. Country love. Okay, so country love wants a past life reading. I could do that. Who is country love in their past life? Who is country love in their past life? Who is country love in their past life? Who is country love in her past life? Who is country love in her past life? What was country love's purpose during that lifetime? What was country love's purpose in that past life? This one really wanted to come out. What lessons did... I'll try this one for this one. What lessons did country love not complete? What lessons did country love not complete in that lifetime? How is that relevant to country love's life now? How is this relevant to country love's life now? Ooh, it made you the Emperor. You're on top of your game. So you have a good outcome, right? In your past life, you were the Three of Swords. And it says that you were devoted and... Oh, sorry. You were divorced and refused to move on from your broken heart. Or maybe even you went through a custody battle, perhaps. And it says that you were trying to get back with back with the person who you divorced with, and it gave you a lot of grief. I feel like you're heartbroken from your husband at that time, or your whoever you were married to at that time. You couldn't get over that. And this was your purpose during that lifetime. Your purpose was to be someone who works in the fields that demands a precision. So during that past life, you may have had some Virgo energy around you. So I feel like you were kind of wanting things perfect. So maybe because your spouse left you, you didn't have that picture perfect family that you want, and that kind of blocked you from moving forward in that lifetime and fulfilling some of these dreams. Having that profession. It does suggest that in their past life, you were meant to be a teacher, or just someone who is able to do some of those things. Maybe something technical as well. Then this is what lessons you did not complete during that lifetime. Some unwanted change. So I feel like there was some unwanted change with you, and you could not get past that, and that was something that you were not able to complete, was having that happy home family kind of life that you wanted, or you felt like that was your purpose, and it was your purpose to complete that. Yeah, you just couldn't be able to do it with someone else, I guess. But maybe during those times it wasn't really, sometimes during that time, divorce wasn't really accepted like it is today. You do have the Emperor, and the Emperor is how is relevant to you now. So I feel like you've grown from that. You've healed from whatever this was for you, and I feel like you are in a better position now. The Emperor, you have a better control over your life, and you have better control of your destiny, and all that sort of thing. So I feel like whatever that was does affect you today to make you stronger, more confident with yourself, more confident with the choices that you're making. So that's good. Tammy, what I bring forward to my past life to this life. So this is Tammy's past life reading. Who was Tammy in their past life? Who was Tammy in their past life? Funny, because you're a Virgo on this side. Well, do you know your North Node is who you're supposed to become. So I don't know if you ever had like a birth chart reading before, but whoever you were born to be, you're supposed to become what your North Node is. Like, I'm a Taurus, but I'm supposed to become a Cancer. I don't know. I feel like I got the intuitive part right. But I overshare too much. Cancers don't overshare as much as I do. So I don't know. I'm a little bit struggling with that. So it would make sense that you are a Virgo now if you were supposed to become a Virgo in your past life. That is so cool. You're also a teacher in this life too. Oh man, that's what you're supposed to do in your last life. I'm glad you got to fix what you didn't get to complete before. That is so awesome. I love how the cards work out like that. For Tammy. Sorry, Tammy. I got a little distracted there. That's okay, Fiona. For Tammy. Oops, all the cards are going a little crazy. Who was Tammy in their past life? 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 The Ace of Swords. What was Tammy's purpose during their past life? What was Tammy's purpose in their past life? What lessons did Tammy not complete? What lessons did Tammy not complete during that life? What lessons did Tammy not complete in that past life? We will try that again. Way too many cards came out to know which one is the right one. feel like I need to like get some magnetic cards that just stick together and not go flying everywhere. Let's just see. What lessons did Tammy not complete in their past life? What lessons did Tammy not complete in their past life? How is this relevant to Tammy's life now? How is this relevant to Tammy's life now? All right, you got the Chariot, so you're moving very quickly. You're moving forward in a good positive light, so the outcome is great. You were the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords was someone that you were powerful and you were able to take control even when you were able to take control even when you shouldn't. You made good decisions that helped you get out of a lot of circumstances. You were proud to wear your crown. I don't know if you wore a crown like you were a princess or something like that, or you're just proud to be who you were. And this gave you confidence in this life. So apparently whatever that you did in that life did give you confidence for this life. And you do have the Chariot. So you were successful in your past life and you carried through to this life. This is your purpose during this lifetime. So you were supposed to work in a fast-paced environment like journalism or travel. I feel like you did complete that because, you know, the Ace of Swords is like you had that good clear vision and you were able to complete what you wanted to do. So I feel like you did complete your life lesson, you know? You may have been worked in a field that made you make some quick decisions and some communications, and it does say something about that there. And then it says you thrived on roles with a high energy, rapid responses, and adaptability were essential for you, and maybe you had some Sagittarius energy around you during that life as well. What lessons you did not complete was the Hermit. So you weren't good at staying home by yourself. You were out causing chaos and high energy things. Well, it happens sometimes, right? Who wants to stay home? Maybe you were not as spiritual back then as maybe you are now. Or because I feel like this is something you were supposed to complete. You were supposed to become more spiritual, more in tune with yourself, and did more of that meditating, introspection kind of energy. That's what you were. You did not complete those lessons. Maybe you will this time, right? I mean, you're watching tarot, so you're in tune with your spirituality already. You're getting there. You're great at the Hermit now? Oh, there you go. You had so much energy in the past life, you're tired now. You're ready to be a Hermit now. You blew off all that energy in the past life. That is awesome. But you have the Chariot. So you're on a positive journey. It gave you a boost of confidence and all that sort of thing. So that is so cool. I'm great at being the Hermit too. I can stay home forever. Going outside is too people-y. I'd rather be inside with all you people than the people outside. You're welcome, country love. I'm glad you're tickled. For Bernard. Give Bernard some good news. What's coming your way for the next 3.5 weeks in August? Okay, so what kind of good news can we get for Bernard? We're going to use the fun ones because, you know, it's Thursday, so Throwback Thursday. Let's use the fun ones for Bernard. What good news can we get for Bernard? What good news can we get for Bernard for the next 3 weeks in August? So what good news can we get for Bernard for the next 3 weeks in August? These ones want to come out, so this is what we're going to go with. They're all in the dark, so I don't know if they're good news, but there's something. There's something, Bernard. I don't know if this is good news for you. You do have the Empress, so maybe you're going to meet a lady at the end of those 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks. There you go. For the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is in the dark, so you feel like you're kind of like struggling with organizing yourself. I don't know if you're struggling with some time management or money problems, but I do feel like once you sort that out, you may bring up some positive energy, but I do feel like that's going to trickle into August for sure. I just feel the sense of you being struggling with some choices. I mean, I don't know if it's choices regarding your money or time management, but I do feel like that's coming through. You do have the Knight of Swords in the dark, so I do feel like there's some sort of things that you need to consider. But I feel like whatever you're considering, whatever choices you make, when you're considering them, making sure that you are thinking about the aftermath or the consequences, or like try to see what the end spots will be like when you're making these choices and decisions. You do have the Three of Wands in the light, so I feel like once you do this, you're going to have some positive energy. Because with the Three of wands, you're going to be able to see the future, be able to plan more, and you'll be able to express yourself more. May even be some opportunities that will jump out at you. You have the Empress here, so you feel like there may be a female in your life, or someone who may be able to help you or support you with whatever's going on here in August. You know, the Empress is someone. The Empress represents a Taurus, but it could be any of the Earth signs. You know, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. They may have that somewhere in the chart. It doesn't necessarily have to be their sun sign. But I do think this person is very grounded, and maybe they'll be able to help you stay grounded and help you stay realistic and not get overwhelmed with this energy. But that's what I got. There's going to be a free spot soon, Moonbeam says, if you haven't gone on the list yet. Nature, Wands, True Heart, Desires. Ooh. Also, if you haven't already, put your name on the list on the community page. I have a post on the community page if you want to add your name to win a free private reading from me as a thank you for 700 subscribers. I'm so excited to have that many so quickly. Oh, Moonbeam says not yet but soon. Sorry, Bob, I spoke too soon. For Nature, what are Wands' true heart desires to stay with Nelly? What are Wands' true heart desires to stay with Nelly? What are Wands' true heart desires to stay with Nelly? Ooh, the Page of Cups and the Eight of Swords. What is Wands' true heart desires to stay with Nature instead? What are Wands' true heart desires to stay with Nature instead of Nelly? Oh man. I feel like the energy between you and Wand Nature is just not the right timing right now. The Wheel of Fortune's in the dark. So it's not the right timing. It's not the right destiny. Even the stars in the dark. I feel like the universe just isn't on your side regarding your relationship between you and Wand. But for the Page of Cups, I do feel like Wand is very confident with their connection with Nelly. Not quite sure what's going on between them. I do feel they do feel emotionally connected. There is the Eight of Swords in the dark. So I do feel like they do have some clear perspectives of Nelly. I do feel like it gives them a sense of control or self-control for Wand when they are with Nelly. I feel like it may not be the best relationship for Wand, but I feel like it's something that they're willing to put more focus and energy into than fighting the universe to be with you. I feel like that's kind of like Wand's predicament right now. And that's what I got. Hey, Eliza! I'm late. That's okay. Moonbeam says that a spot's gonna open up soon. A spot will open up soon, Eliza. Next actions of Aries towards Gabby. So what are the next actions of an Aries towards Gabby? What is the next actions of the Aries towards Gabby? Oh man, the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is in the light, so his heart desires. Yeah, but that's what came out, Nature. Sometimes, you know, what comes out of the cards comes out of the cards. For the Six of Swords, I do feel like they're moving. I don't know if they're moving towards you or they're thinking about moving towards you because you're the Six of Swords. So I do feel like they're moving. Yeah. I feel like they want to move towards you, Gabby, but at the same time, you know, they put one foot forward and then like 2 feet back. I feel like there might be some hesitation, some, you know, some kind of thing stopping them from completely moving forward towards you a little bit. There is a Nine of Swords. Oh man. I do feel like whatever's going on with the Aries, they do have some past regrets, and that's kind of like what's holding them back from fully going towards you like full speed. You know, I feel like they want to. They're trying to move forward towards you, but then whatever's going on with their past kind of like pulls them back a little bit. There's a Chariot in the dark, so they're kind of like at a pause. Like they want to move towards you, but they're not moving anywhere. They're kind of like just paused. And then you have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, the King of Pentacles is in the light. So the King of Pentacles, I don't know if like, because usually the King of Pentacles represents that the Aries feels like their job is the most important thing for them right now, and they just want to focus on work and having that financial security. But usually the King of Pentacles is also like a family man. So I don't know if it's just that the Aries is having trouble with that balance, like wanting to be that perfect work life, perfect relationship life, but you know, just being struggling with whatever happened in their past seems to be pulling them backwards a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if they just have like a short temper or not enough patience to fully heal from whatever they need to heal. But yeah, I feel like they do want to take actions towards you though. They're just kind of like struggling in that. Hi Kelvin. How are you? When there's space on the list, like sometimes the list gets full, but then space comes up again. Nightbot is not a real person; it's just a robot that keeps track of the list for me. So if you write exclamation mark to join, you may have to try like a couple of times before you can get on. Like Bob's been trying for quite a few times there. Sometimes you have to keep trying to join the list. Nightbot is not the smartest robot. For Ellen, please let me know past life. Oh, past life. So you wanted to know how the past life is affecting your love life now? Because you have none? Well, let's see. Who was Ellen in their past life? 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 Who is Ellen in their past life? I guess Moonbeam has added some spots. Let's see. Who is Ellen in their past life? Who is Ellen in their past life? Ooh, the Judgment. What was Ellen's purpose in their past life? What was Ellen's purpose in their past life? What was Ellen's purpose during their past life? A lesson. Okay, we'll use these ones. What is a lesson that Ellen did not complete during their past life? What was a lesson that Ellen did not complete during their past life? The Hierophant. How is that relevant to their life now? How is that relevant, or how is that affecting their love life now? How is that affecting Ellen's love life now? How is that affecting Ellen's love life now? Seven of Cups. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. For the Judgment, this is who you were in your past life. You were a humanitarian, a volunteer, maybe even a musician or a public speaker. I feel like you did a lot of good deeds, though. You were very spiritualist, and you put others first. And then this one is your purpose during that lifetime. You have the Page of Swords. So you were a young person who was youthful and a lot of energy, creativity. You possessed a mental agility and a sharp tongue. So maybe even though you put other people first, maybe you're a little too sharp with your tongue sometimes. You did have a thirst for knowledge, and you were very chatty. I feel like you were very educated in your past life as well. You were very lively and quick thinking. Yeah. You were always bursting with new ideas. That was your purpose. So I do feel like you did complete a lot of this energy. This is a lesson you did not learn. You didn't learn how to be the Hierophant. So maybe you didn't quite learn to be as in tune with your spirituality as maybe you should have been. You know, maybe you gave a little bit more to others than you gave to yourself. And you forgot to, maybe you forgot to go to church or whatever was expected of you during that past lifetime. Because it does say that maybe you went against traditions and conformity, because I think the Hierophant was in the dark. But you do have the Seven of Cups, and that is how it's affecting your love life. Wishful thinking, illusions, and temptations. So I don't know if you've been a little bit torn because you didn't get to complete the spiritual connection, and maybe you still have a little bit of this sharp tongue or a little bit of that fast energy where you're going too fast. But we can get some clarity. We'll see. We'll get another reading. How can Ellen attract love in this lifetime? How can Ellen attract a love life in this lifetime? How can Ellen attract a love life in this lifetime? Ooh, the Seven of Swords in the dark. The Seven of Swords, I feel like there's a little bit of overthinking, but it also says to be honest with yourself. It says, are your actions really as selfless as you think? Yeah. I mean, in your past life, you gave a little bit too much to others. I'm wondering if that is affecting you now not to give as much as yourself as you did before, and like having that equal balance. I don't know. That's what I got. Kevin and Alex, if you stick around, Moonbeam will try and put you in. Salem, will I be long term in my job and escalate? Okay, let's just see. For Salem, will Salem be long term at their job? Will Salem be long term at their job, and will it escalate? Will Salem be at their job long term, and will it escalate? Let's see. Ooh, the Ten of Pentacles. I would say yes. The Ten of Pentacles is a long term commitment at work. So I would say yes. Let's just see what else we can get here. Will Salem be long term at their job, and will it escalate? Ooh. I like with the Ten of Pentacles, I do feel like, the Ten of Pentacles is having that long term, committed energy. I do feel like you will be there long term. I don't know if it's going to escalate though, because you do have the High Priestess. The High Priestess. So I don't know if it's about, just having faith that it will be long term and everything will work out, and just doing what you're doing. But you also have the Eight of Swords in the dark. So not quite sure if like something else is going to come up, because I just feel like you're going to get a clear new perspective during this time with your job. And I think before it escalates, you may want to change to something else, or the energy around you may encourage you to change to something else before it has a chance to escalate. You also have the Three of Wands. I feel like you may not see that clear vision right now of what the future is going to look like, because I just feel like something is just going to pull you away from this to something else, If the Eight of Swords was in the light, it would be like a fear of change, but I feel like you're not a fear of changing jobs into something else. You're very confident in the ability to change to something else if the opportunity arises, you know? That's what I got. Windy City. Will I be starting my job at Majers overnight less than 2 weeks? Ooh, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. For Windy City, will Windy City be starting the overnight job in less than 2 weeks? Will Windy City be starting the overnight job in less than 2 weeks? Will Windy City be starting the overnight job in less than 2 weeks? Will Windy City be starting the new job in less than 2 weeks? Will Windy City be starting the new job, the overnight job in less than 2 weeks? Let's see. Trying to find this energy. Will Windy City be starting the overnight job in less than 2 weeks? Oh man, this is the Four of Swords is in the dark. So I do feel like there's going to be a period of stagnation. So I don't know if it's going to take longer than 2 weeks or if it's going to take like the full 2 weeks. I just feel like there's going to be a disruption in your routine. So I don't know if it's like you're getting comfortable in your 2-year routine for the next 2 weeks and then all of a sudden you will get the job and then it's going to be a disruption in your routine. But any type of overnight work will disrupt any routine in general. So it could be just that, you know? There is a Lover, so I do feel like you're going to be torn between two different things, torn between two different choices, and trying to figure out what you need to sacrifice in order to either keep the overnight job or decide if something else comes up in the meantime. You do have the Justice in the dark too, so I feel like your balance will be thrown off a little bit with deciding on what to do and how to move forward with that. You do have the Knight of Wands, so I feel like you're going to have the energy, the motivation, everything you need to have that focus. You may have to be a little creative. You may have to change little things around in your routine in general to make the overnight thing work out for you. So I do feel like the overnight thing will work out for you, but I feel like there will be some changes and challenges that you may have to adapt to unless something else comes up in the meantime, because I also feel like that may be a possibility with the Lovers, having those two options and being torn about which one to sacrifice, you know, which one to choose and which one to let go of. That is what I got. You're welcome, Windy City. Hi, Ivo. How are you? Dottie! Will everything work out good for me? Will everything work out good for Dottie? 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 Oh man, that Six of Swords likes to pop out tonight for some reason. What's going on? Another Swords. Oh my goodness. The Six of Swords is in the dark. So I do feel like things are going to return to more normalcy for you. So I do feel like your luck is going to change. I also feel this energy of like making sure that you're not self-sabotaging yourself and not restricting yourself from moving forward into what you want to work out for you. You do have the Page of Swords in the dark. So I don't know if there might be some unexpected or not so great news coming for you as well. But you do have the Six of Wands. So I feel like someone's going to recognize you, or just the universe is going to recognize you and give you that boost of energy, that boost of positivity that you're looking for. Because I just feel like you're going to have come through like a breakthrough or something. That something's going to come through for you, but it may be challenging at first. You may get some more negative energy or some unwanted or unexpected or, you know, not the greatest news ever. But I feel like your luck will change. You do have the Seven of Swords in the dark too. I feel like that's just about you being honest with yourself, as well as not allowing yourself to overthink too much and don't worry and stress about something. Really, you know, like try to relieve some of that stresses and worries and try to be more confident with the situation, because I do feel like using your logic, your wisdom, you know, maybe help you get through this as well. And I feel like you're going to be going through a sense or a phase of a more understanding of your situation, so I feel like you will get some clarity on that. That's what we got. Hi Jojo, how are you? Caramel. DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel. So what are DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel? What are DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel? DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel. DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel. You're welcome, Dottie. What are DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel? What are DL's current feelings and intentions towards Caramel? For the Nine of Pentacles, I do feel like DL does have some of that energy of the Nine of Pentacles. You know, kind of wanting to have that success, wanting to have that perfect life, but also kind of like really focusing on their own independence and kind of like really focusing on their own successes and treating themselves rather than like sharing that with someone else. I feel like they're kind of being a little possessive right now with what they have during themselves. But I feel like they also want that success, you know, that the nines bring. I feel like they want to have that contentment, that fulfillment towards you, but at the same time the Two of Wands is in the dark, so they're struggling with making that choice. I feel like they're more focused on their personal goals rather than like relationship goals right now. And I feel like that is where their feelings and intentions are at. There is the Queen of Cups in the dark, so I feel like they are aware that maybe they may not be emotionally supportive for you, or they're not really expressing their feelings towards you as much as you would like them to. I feel like they're kind of like fearful of, I don't know if they're fearful of losing the contact that the two of you have, or the connection the two of you have, but at the same time they're not really putting a lot of effort into making you feel like how they feel towards you, and not really making you feel content with their intentions towards you either. There is the Eight of Swords in the dark, so I do feel this sense of, I don't know if they're just limited in what they can do in general, or if they're limiting themselves on purpose, because I feel like they're kind of trying to release some negativity. I feel like they're trying to get a new perspective between what's going on. I feel like they're wanting to get back control. I feel like they are definitely looking for a sex life though, so I feel like if it's just sex, then they may be up for that, but I don't know if they're really wanting like a true commitment. I don't know what's going on between you and DL, but that is what I got from this reading. Hi Manifesting, how are you? Spots might open in a little bit. I'm not quite sure how many people are on the list right now, but Nightbot is like a robot that keeps track of the list from you, so people just kind of put themselves on the list and I do the readings. Hi Mike, how are you? Natasha, hello. Reunion with Abula. As marriage, in contact and is good. Expected times, because you're in contact and it's good, so that's good. So will the reunion Abula as marriage? So will Abula be marrying Natasha? Is Abula going to marry Natasha? I don't really do the timing, Natasha, but we'll see what we get. You know, I feel like energies are constantly always changing. So just because whatever it is now doesn't mean it will be like that tomorrow, right? Because energies, just like the moon phases, are always changing. Let's just see. What is the energy around Abula marrying Natasha? Oh man, what is going on here? There is the Five of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's a sense of a Bula really trying to focus on their work. I feel like there might be some things at work that may be feeling a little stress for them. I feel like they're kind of like considering what options they have with their work situation. I feel like that stress and worry may be affecting when they're going to propose to you, kind of thing, you know, because I do feel like with the Ten of Wands, they do have a lot of weight on their shoulders right now regarding their work. I feel like they would like to be more financially stable. With the Five of Pentacles, you know, I feel like they're not feeling as secure financially as they would like to be before they propose to you, or maybe they're trying to figure out those fine details, you know. But there is the Knight of Swords, so I feel like they're definitely confident with their connection with you. I feel like they do want to be your knight in shining armor, you know. They want that energy. They have a lot of ambitions towards you. I feel like they do want to make some decisions and take actions towards you. I feel like that is what they really want to do. There is the Ace of Wands. They are wanting that love, that connection, that commitment. I feel like that's something that they're really wanting. But I feel like Abula hasn't really put their strong intentions into the timeline for that. Because I feel like they're kind of like wanting to fix whatever this energy is first. But that is what I got. Hopefully that will fix itself out soon so Abula can propose for you. That'd be so amazing, right? MMC. Will MMC receive good news at work tomorrow? 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 Oh man. They're all in the dark. Why are they all in the dark? Oh man, I don't know if the news is going to be delayed because they're all in the dark, so I just feel this delayed timing of something. There is the Eight of Wands in the dark. So I do feel like there's some resistance, some frustration, some delays. I just feel like you're going to be waiting. I don't know if they're going to make you, if your work's going to make you wait till the end of the day or for the next day. There is the Ace of Pentacles in the dark again with the work being delayed, something being delayed. Man, and you hanging around waiting. I could feel the energy, the Knight of Wands. Oh man. I feel like whatever's going on, I'm not quite sure what's happening with work or what news you're expecting. I just feel like it's something that can't be rushed, or whoever's trying to give you this good news don't want to be rushed. Let's just get some clarity. So, will MMC get the good news tomorrow? Will MMC get the good news tomorrow? The Page of Cups is a yes card. It is in the dark, so I feel like you will get it tomorrow. Maybe, you know, not first thing in the morning kind of thing. Will the news be good? Will the news for MMC be good? Will the news for MMC be good? Seven of Cups, I feel like it will, but it might be confusing at first. But the Seven of Cups came out in the light, so it's definitely a yes card, right? I just feel that, oh, I guess the Seven of Pentacles is a maybe card. Yeah. I don't know. Let's just see let's just confirm for sure. Like, what is going on with this good news? Will the MMC get good news tomorrow? Four of Pentacles is a yes card for sure. So, but it's also about holding on to something, so waiting. I wish I had a clear yes or no answer for you. I feel like whatever's going on, things may be delayed. I feel like it's not something you can rush towards either. I do feel like you're going to be hanging around waiting for that news though. That is what I got. Bob, past life reading for sure. Past life reading for Bob. Who is Bob in their past life? Who is Bob in their past life? Who was 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 Bob in their past life? You were the 5 of Cups. What was Bob's purpose in their past life? What was Bob's purpose in their past life? That is too many cards. Who was Bob in their past life? No. What was Bob's purpose during their past life? What was Bob's purpose in their past life? I was asking the wrong question. What was Bob's purpose in their past life? There we go. What lessons did Bob not complete? What lessons did Bob not complete? What lessons did Bob not complete? How is that affecting Bob's life now? How is that affecting Bob's life now? For the 5 of Cups, it says, in your past life, you experienced a significant loss, grief, and regret, possibly over a missed opportunity or the death of a loved one. In this life, so in your current life right now, it says, in this life, you have learned to accept and to be resilient while finding hope even when faced with troubles, you know? And then this one is what your purpose was in that past life. It says your purpose was to have extreme success and fame and acknowledgement. So I feel like you didn't really complete what your purpose was just because you had a broken heart. So I don't know if like your spouse died too soon or a child died too soon or whatever that was. You had like too much grief to fulfill what you were supposed to do in that lifetime. It says you were supposed to be loved by all and completed your purpose for your next life and developing your intuitive abilities, and now you are being challenged. And then this one is the lessons you did not complete. You did not complete about being a fearless knight, you know? Yeah. I feel like you're meant to have that equal balance of your intuitive intuitive energy and then wanting to, you know, use your intellect to be the Knight of Swords, you know, someone to fight for whatever it was you were meant to fight for the cause, you know? Yeah, but how is that affecting you now? For now, it makes you feel like you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. But maybe a lot of weight and a lot of grief you have right now may not totally all be from your current life now. It might be, some of it maybe still, you know, still struggling with what you left behind in a past life. You know, like there's some people that do just, you know, carry on those burdens into this next life. Yeah. It sounds like exactly like this life. Yeah, I feel like you're going to have to heal yourself, allow yourself, say, you know what? I didn't do great in my last life, I'm going to do better this time. Like, change your mindset. Let your heart, like, heal whatever that grief is. You know, let yourself grieve whatever loved one you lost before. And just embrace the loved ones that you do have now in this life. And try to embrace that energy. I know it could be really, really hard, but I feel like that's something, if you do that, then you can make things better for your next life, you know? So you're not repeating the same patterns over and over again. Nature. For nature, no matter what the current situation is Juan's true heart desire to stay with Nelly or to be with me instead? I just did this question, Nature. You're asking the same question again? Alright, we'll do it again. So, for Nature, is Juan's true heart desire to stay with Nelly? Is Juan's true heart desire to stay with Nelly? Is Juan's true heart desire to stay with Nelly? Is one's true heart desire to stay with nature instead? Is one's true heart desire to stay with nature instead? Is one's true heart desire to stay with nature instead? The King of Cups. So for the Ace of Swords, it's kind of like the same thing as what I did a little while ago in the reading that you had earlier. The Four of Swords is like, they're kind of like, you know, it's not like the best situation for one. It's not like the best energy, but I feel like they do feel comfortable with whatever energy they do have towards Nelly. You know, with the Ace of Swords, they're happy with that beginning. Or they're happy with the direction that the two of them are in. I feel like they do have good communication. They do have success. They do have problems, but I feel like they are able to work on their problems together well. For Wands energy towards you, there is the Devil. And in the reading that we had earlier, it was kind of like the universe was against you and Wand being together, right? And now you have the Devil, kind of like representing the same thing, and that it's just not the right timing for the two of you. You do have the King of Cups, so I do feel like Wand does feel like they are trying to support you emotionally. I feel like they're trying to not cut you off cold turkey, because I feel like Wand, you know, does have some sort of connection with you, but it doesn't seem to be like in the cards, like it doesn't seem to be in the universe's energy to fully support the two of you together. Since the same thing came out twice. I understand that that's what you're asking for, Nature, but these are the cards you have. You don't have any love cards here. You know, you have the Devil and you have the King. So their heart, it's not really what, Juan doesn't really follow his heart. He's kind of like wanting to see which situation is best. You know, you're asking what Juan's true heart is. His heart is whatever he feels more comfortable with. His heart is not with either one of you. You know, you don't really have like the Two of Cups. You don't have the Ten of Cups energy. You know, you don't have the Knight of Cups energy. So I can only tell you what the cards say. I understand that this may not be what you want the cards to say, but this is what we got. You got it clear now? Okay, I'm sorry. I wish I could tell one, you know, how to use a magic spell and say, one, love nature, but, you know, I can't do that. Eliza, who am I to R in our past life? Who is Eliza? Oh, okay, so whom I to R in a past life? I'm trying to figure out how to read the card. Let's see. Who was Eliza towards R in their past life? Who was Eliza to R in their past life? Who was Eliza to R in their past life? The Devil. I'm not quite sure how this comes to play, but I feel like maybe you were not nice to R in your past life, because it is the evil energy, the corrupt, cruel, torture. Could also represent a drug dealer, so maybe you were R's drug dealer, or maybe R was your drug dealer, or something else that is kind of like around that energy. What was Eliza's purpose during that life? What was Eliza's purpose during that life? What was Eliza's purpose in that life towards R? I guess you were not supposed to be the drug dealer. I guess you were supposed to be nice and loving to R, but you weren't. Maybe you didn't like him in your past life, but you were supposed to be the queen and love him and be caring and supportive of him and not give him anything that was negative. Maybe that wasn't funny, but sorry about that, Eliza. Let's just see for the next one. What lessons did Eliza learn from this? 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 I find these are so fun. You learn to be. I feel like you still didn't learn how to cope with this energy, and I feel like you're still kind of like struggling with that, with the Hermit in the dark, just kind of like having this energy of like not really listening to your inner self, or maybe not doing the shadow work, or maybe you may need to do some shadow work to let go of this past energy so that you can connect with art in a better light in this lifetime. How is that affecting their relationship? How is this affecting Eliza's relationship with R now? How is this affecting Eliza's relationship with R now? I guess you've learned to be the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you're more accepting and more likable, or R is more likable towards you. You have better connection now. You're laughing there too? Okay, good. I love these past life readings. Actually, they're so fun. But I feel like you're more nicer to R now. You know, you're more the Queen of Pentacles. You're more grounded. You're more earthy. You're more in tune with yourself. You're more nurturing. You know, just R wasn't your cup of tea in your past life back then. Maybe he was a pain in the butt back then. I don't know. That's fun. You thought it so past life is funny, eh? I know, I love doing this once in a while. It's fun. You're welcome. Bean! Past life reading. Yes, who was Bean in their past life? Bean drinker. Does that mean like a coffee drinker? Like coffee bean drinker? Let's see. Who was Bean in their past life? 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 Oh man. What was Bean's purpose during that lifetime? What was Bean's purpose during that lifetime? That's way too many cards. Apparently you had a lot of purposes, but we're only going to go with one. What was Bean's purpose in the past life? What was Bean's purpose in that past life? Let's see. What lessons did Bean learn? What lessons did Bean learn? Or no, what lessons did Bean not learn in that past life? What lessons did Bean not learn in that past life? What lessons did Bean not learn in their past life? How is this relevant to their present life? How is this relevant to their life now? How is this relevant to Bean's life now? Seven of Pentacles. Well, you have improved in this life. Things are better in this life, obviously. So I'm always glad that there's a good outcome in the present life, you know? This was your past life, so it doesn't really all that matter that much, right? You've gone past that. You were someone who appeared to be torn and worried and stressed. And I feel like you looked the way you felt. You felt like you had a lot of struggles and they were hard to face. You lack some resources and you lack the comfort, such as clothing. I also feel like there's an energy of you, maybe in your past life you were like an immigrant to a different country, and like you had a hard time adapting to that country because it wasn't where you were initially from. So I feel like you had trouble adapting to the weather and that sort of thing during that time, and that kind of like caused you some struggle. So it's not all your fault why you had all those struggles, you know. If you're in that predicament where you were forced to move somewhere where you weren't used to being. And this was your purpose. Your purpose was to be divorced and move on from your broken heart. So this is what your purpose was. So I feel like your purpose was to go through these struggles for whatever reason. It also says that you were trying to get back with the person that you were divorced. You were struggling with letting them go. And the Five of Cups is a lesson that you did not complete in that life. So the Five of Cups, you may have struggled with fully expressing your emotions, or maybe you had a hard time because your purpose was to embrace this divorce and move on, but I feel like you struggled with the divorce, and you didn't want that to happen. You want to get back with them. But this is your current life. Your current life, you do have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like now you embrace this energy. You've learned to be more self-sufficient. You learned how to look for opportunities. You learned how to be more sustainable and more patient and more willing and open to do things. It sounds like this, but no taking back seat. Oh, there you go. Be more confident this time, plan ahead. In this life you're supposed to like grow and make progress, gain some patience, and the Seven of Pentacles says you're almost got it, you're almost there, you're almost succeeding. And this one does say hard work, perseverance, long-term projects, patience, and commitment. So I do feel like this time, in this lifetime, you do have that potential of committing with someone long-term. So I feel like you've learned all these lessons already. You've gone through all these struggles. Kevin Alex. What will happen this month for Kevin? So what's going to happen this month for Kevin? What will happen this month for Kevin? What's going to happen in August for Kevin? What's going to happen in August for Kevin Alex? What's going to happen for Kevin Alex? What's going to happen for Kevin Alex in August? Ooh, the King of Wands wants to come out. It's in the dark, though. There's always potential to turn the dark cards into light, right? What will happen to Kevin Alex in August? What's going to happen to Kevin Alex in August? What's going to happen to Kevin Alex in August? This energy is being very picky. What's going to happen for Kevin Alex in August? What's going to happen this month for Kevin Alex? Let's see. There we go. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of cards in the dark. The Four of Wands is in the light, so there's going to be a happy celebration and happiness, fun times, I guess, by the end of August. I feel there might be some challenges before you get this celebration, so I don't know if there's something that you're planning that's a little stressful before you get the good success there. You do have the King of Wands in the dark, so I do feel like there's a sense of depending on something or waiting on something trying to come through. And I feel like something just feels like it's out of your control right now, but it is the King of Wands. So in order to turn the King of Wands into light, it's about taking back that control, being more confident, not depending on waiting on the situation, just kind of like manifest it to make it happen if it's something you can control, right? You do have the Nine of Pentacles in the dark too, so I do feel the sense of you being a little guarded and kind of like maybe being a little impulsive with your money, maybe being a little too tempted with those little fancy things that they have, the cash, those impulse buys sometimes. I just feel the sense of figuring out your financial situation may give you that boost of confidence or that boost of self, taking charge of yourself and how to move forward. You do have the Six of Cups in the dark, so I do feel like something from your past is going to creep up on you. I don't know if it's like an ex or an old friend or some sort of thing that you've forgotten about that you thought was done and over with may creep back in August. I just feel the sense of that coming, but I also feel like you may be, just because the Six of Cups is in the dark and not in the light, I do feel like whatever this energy is, I feel like you're going to be able to have control over that and not let that like completely take over you. I feel like you're going to have that independence and you'll be able to move on, whatever that was. You do have the Four of Wands, like I said, and that is looking ahead, and it's to have that celebration, that sense of satisfaction, that happiness, and everything working out for the best. That's what I got. What was I in my last life? Oh, is it from Mike? Mike, past life reading. Who is Mike in a past life? Who is Mike in a past life? Who is Mike in a past life? Ooh, you were a magician. This one just popped right out of the middle. Let's see. What was Mike's purpose in their past life? What was Mike's purpose in their past life? Ooh, you were the Four of Pentacles. That was your purpose. So what lessons did Mike not complete in their past life? What lessons did Mike not complete in their past life? How is that relevant to Mike's life now? How is that relevant to my... Actually, it was in the dark and I turned it around, didn't I? How is this relevant to Mike's life now? How is this relevant to Mike's life now? This one wants to come up. Oh no, the Two of Cups. Okay. So Mike, you were the magician in your past life. You were either a magician or a teacher. I feel like you were well traveled, so maybe you traveled around the world or whatever, doing magic tricks or some sort of performer. I feel like whatever you were very appreciated and you got a lot of attention for it as well. For this is what your purpose was during that lifetime, and this was the so instead of being an entertainer of some sort or a traveling entertainer of some sorts, you were supposed to be a banker or someone who was good with money. So maybe you just liked getting the money for just being yourself, and you know, it was just easier than trying to be an accountant or a banker or something like that. You were someone who was security. You're supposed to be someone who was security oriented, curious, with resources. You were supposed to have a lot of self-control regarding your spending. You were supposed to prioritize your financial stability and be vigilant with that. And then you have what lessons you did not learn. So you do have the Ten of Swords. So for the Ten of Swords, being in the dark, I feel like what you didn't complete. So what you didn't complete, I feel like you didn't quite rise above. You didn't change. You didn't resist the inevitable of not being a performer and being more of like a banker, an accountant of some sorts. I don't know. You knew something would do with money? Yeah, I think this is what you're supposed to do. But I feel like you were the magician. Magician is who you were. This is what you were supposed to be. And you didn't finish that. You didn't do it well because you have the Ten of Swords in the dark. So I feel like whatever it was, you know, you kind of like struggled with that. You kind of just went into survival mode, and this was the easiest thing to make you survive. Maybe, I don't know. Then how this affects you in this life is the Two of Cups in the dark. So maybe this energy somehow makes you feel like you don't deserve love. Maybe you feel like you should have been the banker and you would have had more success in this life. I just feel like there's a lot of regrets with the Two of Cups, like a lot of tension, a lot of imbalance, struggling with some communication or broken trust. You know, the Magician, you know, can also represent some broken trust, some deceiving energy. Maybe because you were deceiving others, you're worried now in this present life that you're worried that other people are deceiving you and not being as honest with you. But in reality, it could be just your own energy from a past life. That's what I got. Manifesting. Your day has been wonky. This wild channel is showed up in my feed and now I'm asking about it and it literally won't show up. Huh. Moonbeam, I mean, yeah, I could do you at the end manifesting once, if there's no spots on the list, I can do you at the end. I know it's a challenge to get on the list because there's a lot of people that try to get on the list. I have no control over the list. It's the robot that does it for me. I could do you at the end though, manifest. Leonie! Jet Rebel about his past life, 24 January. Okay, so you want to know about his past life. So January 24th, that is a January 24th, so an Aquarius. Let's see, for Jet. Who was Jet in a past life? Who was Jet in a past life? Who was Jet in a past life? Who was, oops, all the cards want to come out. Who was Jet in a past life? Who was Jet in a past life? What was their purpose? What was Jet's purpose in that, during that life? What was Jet's purpose during that life? What was Jet's purpose during that life? Let's see. What lessons did Jet not complete? What lessons did Jet not complete? How is that affecting their life now? How is that affecting their life now? What's going to happen to Jet in the future with this energy? Ooh. So for Jet's past life, so one of their past lives had an intense disruption, such as a premature death or an echo of having left too soon. So I do feel like in a past life that Jet did die too soon. Maybe they died as a child or a young person. Their purpose during that lifetime was to be a young student with a lot of dreamy, romantic, so maybe someone who was like a psychic or a witch kind of energy, or a warlock or something like that. You know, someone who was very spiritual. Maybe like a priest or something. They were supposed to be creative and artsy and poetic, and love fishing. That was their purpose, but I feel like they died before they were able to complete their purpose. And this is a lesson they didn't complete. I feel like they didn't complete it just because they died too soon. I feel like they did die as a child, the Jet person. And it does say they were supposed to build a family legacy, like a family business, a family legacy or investment or something. They were supposed to have that happy family life and either continue the family business or start their own family business, but they were not able to do that either. So for the Ace of Wands in the current life now, I feel like because they weren't able to fulfill that purpose, they're struggling with filling the purpose in this life now, because they feel like they haven't completed, or Jet hasn't finished what their purpose was supposed to be. And they weren't given the opportunity to finish either. It's not like they resisted or they didn't want to, or their life was taken too soon. Yeah. But this one is the Ace of Wands. This is the urge to create new projects, new ideas. So I feel like they kind of like have some creative blocks on, or a lack of direction on how to do that. So it's kind of like embracing it, like knowing, you know what, I didn't do it in the last life. I have a second chance. I'm still alive. I can still do this, and just have that optimism that that the Ace of Wands wants you to have. Have that boost of energy. The Jet needs to fulfill their purpose during this lifetime. If they look up their North Node will tell them what their mission is in this life. Manifesting. What is your question? Maybe that would make a lot of sense, Fiona. Maybe that is why he's not emotionally grown. That would make complete sense. He's kind of like trapped with trying to finish a past life. I feel like he needs to like let go of that past life and embrace the life that he has now. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. For manifesting, you ask the question, why am I seeing 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3? I don't do the number readings, manifest. I don't do the angel readings and that sort of thing. I just kind of started doing some angel readings yesterday, but I don't really do the numbers and that sort of thing. But I can give you a reading and ask the cards why you're seeing these numbers and see what the cards have to say. For manifest, why is manifest seeing 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3? So why is manifesting naturally seeing the numbers 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3? Why is manifesting naturally seeing the numbers 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3? Ooh, the devil. I mean, one, like the numbers in general, like going with numerology manifesting, like number 1 is like a new beginning or potential, an opportunity, something new. 3 is generally like the next steps, like growth and like what is next for you, what's next success for you, and that sort of thing. And then two is like couples or balancing, duality, choices, that sort of thing. And 5 is usually changes and challenges. And the cards that you have here, you do have the devil. The devil is in the light. So I do feel there's some sort of attachments or some sort of thing that is kind of like dragging you towards more of a negative mindset than a positive one. You do have a King of Wands in the dark as well. So I don't know if it's just wanting to rush things or not being as a patient or as self-control as maybe you're meant to be in this life, The King of Wands is this King of Wands is usually very slow and calm and compassionate, but because in the dark I feel it's kind of like the opposite of energy that's trying to come through here. And I do feel the numbers may be wanting you to manifest more of that energy of embracing the that duality, having that equal balance within yourself, like matching up your mindset with your logic and that sort of thing. And then you have the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is like embracing some positivity, embracing some celebrations with what your situation is now and just being open to that and all that sort of thing. And then you also have the 9 of Pentacles in the dark. So I also feel that like whatever this energy is, I feel like it's kind of like pulling you away from embracing the positivity, embracing the successes that you could have and all that sort of thing. Because the 9 of Pentacles being in the dark is kind of like dragging you back a little bit with you being guarded and putting up boundaries and limiting yourself and that sort of thing. Or wanting to go too fast and like missing some opportunities. So I do feel like maybe there's some sort of sign that's trying to tell you to slow down a little bit. I do see the numbers manifesting. If you go back, you can rewatch. If you go back on the stream, you can rewatch your reading again. I think I'm really delayed for you, manifest. I feel like when I'm doing this and when you're watching, there's a little delayed. I'm in Canada, so maybe the distance may be messing up with the internet. It could be my internet too. I don't know. But yeah, Fireball, Tim, hi. I'm sorry, I am closed tonight. I am done for the night. I will be back next week. I'm not sure if I'll be back on Tuesday, but I will definitely be back on Wednesday. And yeah, for all those who subscribe, please put your name on the community page that I have. I do have a little post where you can put your name on the comments to win a chance for a free private reading from me as well. Hope you all have a good night. Thank you for being here. I did your reading manifest. If you scroll back a little bit, you will see that. But yeah, I'll be back next week. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, everyone. Bye. See you next week. Bye, everyone.